Now looking at this original one, if you extrapolate the top of this thing, the profile of that line, from there down to the center of the back of that plate, and you extrapolate the bottom of this thing, you can tell that this is a little bit off-centered down, almost 1/8 of an inch. It's lower than center between here and here, top and bottom of the wood. But that's not, it's hard to measure that. Like I said, it's like working on a chair. It's hard to measure from anything that's curved, because when you measure it from here on a curve, it's one thing. If you measure it from back here on a curve, it's another thing. Truth be known, this thing is pretty much a soup sandwich. It's going to require a lot of patience, a lot of skill, and a whole lot of good fortune. And I've always said I'd rather be lucky than good. And it may put me to the test on this one. And I said all that in advance because when I start working on this thing, I may not be in the mood to talk, and I may not be, what I say may not be fit for small children. So I haven't, well, hopefully it won't be there. Having said that, I wanted to let you know what I'm doing, because as I'm doing it, I may not be in the mood to explain. So let's get started. I just now noticed something. These triggers do not have a spring, which is okay, but they're in the relaxed down position. Gravity making them be down. You can look across them and see that these blades are not the same height this way. This one's lower than that one. When you look at this, this is the original stock. And when you look at how when you look at how these sears are sitting, you'll see the one on this side sticks down. I don't know if you can see it from there. You might perceive it. You might be able to see it from that view. But anyway, this one sticks down further than that one, and that is because they hand fitted this to this. And so it makes sense that this trigger would sit down further because this sear sticks down further. And they have filed, you can tell that the tops of these trigger blades have been filed, custom fitted to each one of these. This is harder to adjust and deal with than this. What I'm trying to do now is lay this on the side of the stock instead of up in the stock. If I can lay this on the side about where it goes up and down this way, then I can get a rough idea of where this trigger blade will hit and get me a sort of a mark. This side, this blade will hit. If I can just dry fit this into here, set that in place, I can get a mark where these side plates touch this receiver. Now, I don't know if this mark will change when I put the screws in and actually put all the proper tension and everything. It could shift a little bit, but this is close. This gives me a starting place. Between those two marks is where that receiver that side plate touches the receiver. Okay, with my receiver marked, I can transfer that over here to the wood. There is no exact way to measure this thing. It's just eyeball. I'm just looking down through there, lining up that mark where the sear touches the trigger blade, putting this thing a little bit off center toward the bottom, and lining up where those marks are with that. And the line I'm after is this bottom line. This is what's more important right now than anything else. This is so unbelievably inaccurate what I'm trying to do and the way I'm trying to do it. There's very little accuracy involved in this process. I just have to start and try to get a start on it and then just keep going. Now, keeping in mind that this sear angles down. As it goes in, it goes down. The line I made for the top of the blade is here, but I can't drill the hole here. I have to start the hole here and slant it to where this thing angles down. It follows a slanted hole. It goes in that way, not straight in this way, if that makes sense. And I don't know how much this camera is able to pick up on the angles and all of the nuances of it, but it goes in on a slant, not straight in. So this bottom line is what I can't cross when I'm milling out for this plate. This plate's got to be milled out inside that mark. This is the screw, the rear screw, and you can see how much shorter it is than the width of this wood I have. I've got like a heavy 16th. It's got to go in narrower at this point back here. The front's about right, but the back's got to be tapered in that much. So when I start milling out for this plate, I can either set my piece in the mill with a slant. I may do that, at least part of that, if not the whole 16th, maybe part of it. It's got to be tapered. This mark tells me where the back of this sear is and the front. This little hole that I punched through there on a slant, that's the front and back of that hole. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a round hole with a bit that big. I can make it, it could be, see, this sear is flat. It's longer forward and backward than it is up and down. So all it has to be is just a small little access for that. It can be oval. All right, I'm gonna have to hold this thing in a vise, both for handwork, also for milling. So I made an adapter that fits the bottom profile of this. This and this are parallel, so it'll fit into a jaw. That has to punch all the way through to the middle where these trigger blades are. I'll take a Dremel or something and widen that out front to back. That's the very front edge of the hole. Would I have made a dentist or what? I would have made a great dentist. Okay, the next thing I'm hitting on is all this spring and these this lock mechanism. right in here. So I'm going to try to get me a good drawing of this spring. You have to push that sear down to get any kind of a drawing of anything, and hold it. It's hard to hold it. It's a pretty good spring on that thing. If I had some way of holding it right there and then could look at what I was drawing at the same time. This is difficult. Difficult at best. And I'm not about to take that sear out of there, because that thing has got a really serious spring compression here. And I don't want to take that apart. That's not an exact placement, but it's real close. There's felt on the ends of these jaws. There's felt pad there. Keep it from scratching that. Now that gives me a cutout line for this spring. I hope.